By the time your ship leaves port, you could already be down $500, and you wouldn't even know why. Nobody warns first-timers. I'm about to. A friend of mine boarded in Miami last spring, phone in hand, snapping photos of the atrium. By the time the ship cleared the port, his carrier had slapped him with a $312 roaming charge. He never unlocked his phone. He just never switched it off. That's why I'm walking you through 15 do's and don'ts every 2026 cruiser needs to know. Number 11 alone will change the way you cruise forever. Let's get into it. Number 1. Do flip airplane mode the second you step on the gangway. Most people think roaming only kicks in once you're at sea. Wrong. The ship's cellular at sea network switches on while you're still docked, and your phone will grab it without asking. One background app update and boom, you're paying per megabyte. The fix is simple. The moment your foot touches that gangway, airplane mode on, then Wi-Fi back on to connect to the ship's network. That's the only safe order. Do it before you take your boarding photo, not after. Pro tip, put your whole family's phones on airplane mode at the same time. One forgotten phone in a purse can still rack up charges. Number 2. Don't charge straight to the buffet. The rookie mistake almost everyone makes. 3,000 people just boarded and about 90% of them are heading for the same buffet. You'll circle for 20 minutes with your carry-on looking for a table. Here's what seasoned cruisers do instead. Check for secondary venues that are always open and almost empty on day 1. Park Cafe on Royal Caribbean, Guy's Burgers on Carnival, the International Cafe on Princess, O'Sheehan's on NCL. Same free food, air conditioning, actual seating. You'll be eating while the buffet crowd is still holding trays and looking confused. If you want more insider moves like this, like and subscribe for more. Number 3. Do walk the whole ship before you do anything else. Here's what they don't tell you. The ship is bigger than you think, and on the last night you'll find some quiet bar or hidden lounge and wish you'd discovered it earlier. Don't let that happen. The minute you board, do a systematic walk. Front to back, the top deck to bottom. Takes about 40 minutes. You'll spot the adults-only pool, the quiet library, that secret deck above the bridge. I met a couple on Carnival last year who spent 6 nights drinking at the crowded main bar. On night 7, they found a piano lounge with no line and cocktails half the price. Number 4. Do make dining reservations before you even unpack. If you have a specialty dining package or fixed-time dining, this is the single most time-sensitive thing on your list. The good slots between 6:30 and 7:30 disappear by early afternoon on day 1. And here's the part that burns groups. If you booked separate cabins and linked reservations online, that link isn't guaranteed. You must walk up to the dining host in person to confirm. Pro tip, use one dining host for everything. They can book all your specialty meals and link tables in one stop, saving you an hour of running around. Drop a comment below if this has ever happened to you. And the next few are where the real hidden traps live, the ones nobody warns you about. Number 5. Do tip your cabin steward $20 up front. Everyone waits until the last night to tip extra. That's backwards. Slip your steward a $20 on day 1, shake their hand, learn their name, and watch what happens. Suddenly you have extra towels before you ask. Ice bucket refilled like magic. Wine glasses delivered without a call. You're not buying favoritism, you're showing respect to someone who works 14-hour shifts and rarely gets acknowledged before disembarkation. Pro tip, also ask them what promos run during the week. Stewards know the laundry specials, spa discounts, and 2-for-1 drink nights before anyone posts them. Number 6. Don't leave the balcony door open. This one genuinely surprises people. Modern ship balcony doors have a magnetic sensor connected to the AC system. Leave it cracked open and the air conditioning shuts off, not just in your room, but sometimes the whole block of cabins. You'll wake up sweating at 3 in the morning wondering what happened. A guy in our roll call last October propped his door open with a shoe for the breeze, fell asleep, and woke up to 4 complaints because the entire corridor lost AC. Pro tip, if you want airflow, crack the door only while you're standing there watching the sunset, then close it before you leave the room. Number 7. Do find a secret sailaway spot. Everyone runs to the main pool deck for sailaway. It's loud, packed, and you can't see a thing over the crowd. Skip it. Head to the forward observation deck or the hidden decks above the bridge on Carnival and Royal ships. They're almost always empty and the view is 10 times better. Pro tip: check the deck plans in the app before you board. Look for any open deck space forward of the bridge. That's usually where the best unmarked sailaway spots live, and most passengers never find them. And the next 3 are where most cruisers lose money without even realizing it. Number 8. Do knock out the muster drill before you board. Here's a move 99% of passengers miss. On most modern ships, you can watch the safety video on your phone while you're still in the Uber heading to the port. Then, the moment you board, walk straight to your muster station, show your card, get checked in, and you're done in under 60 seconds. Everyone else is scrambling at 3:30 p.m. trying to find their station while you're already on a deck chair with a drink. Pro tip: listen for the emergency horn sound in the video. Some ships require you to acknowledge it before they'll mark you as complete. Number 9. Do hit the water slides immediately. This is one of the most underrated moves in cruising. Most passengers are eating, exploring, or waiting for luggage on day 1. That means the water slides are empty. 0 wait time. I watched a dad and his 2 kids ride the same slide 11 times in a row on Royal Caribbean last summer. By day 3, that slide had a 40-minute queue. Pro tip: pack swimsuits in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. Your main bag might not show up until 7 p.m., and by then the slides are crowded and the sun is gone. Number 10. Do check ship time versus phone time before you sleep. Your phone updates to the local cell tower. The ship does not. That mismatch has made more people miss the boat than any other mistake in cruising. Your phone might say 2 o'clock while the captain runs on 3 o'clock ship time. Always verify through the app or cabin TV before you close your eyes. Pro tip: wear a cheap Casio watch set to ship time the moment you board. No auto updates, no surprises, no panicked sprint back to the dock in Cozumel wondering where the hour went. Number 11. Do activate the digital key in the app. This is the one nobody talks about. On most newer ships from Royal Caribbean, Princess, and NCL, your phone can unlock your cabin door. No plastic card needed, but you have to toggle it on manually in the app, usually buried 2 menus deep. Do it before you sail. You'll never lose your key, never lock yourself out after the pool, never fumble with wet fingers trying to find the right card. Pro tip: even with the digital key active, grab the physical SeaPass card at check-in anyway. You'll still need it for bar purchases and getting off in port. Number 12. Don't hang towels on your balcony overnight. Seems harmless. It's not. Sea air at night is humid, so nothing actually dries, it just gets damp and salty. Worse, wind speeds on open balconies can double after dark. A woman I met on a Caribbean cruise lost a $180 designer swimsuit on night 1 because she draped it over the balcony rail. She watched it sail into the ocean with her morning coffee. Pro tip: use the retractable line inside your shower. That's literally why it's there. Your swimsuit dries overnight, stays clean, and actually makes it home with you. Number 13. Do book specialty dining for night 1. Counterintuitive, I know. Most people save specialty restaurants for a special night mid-cruise. Here's why that's backwards. Night 1, specialty venues are half empty because everyone else is in the chaotic main dining room hunting their assigned table. Some lines even offer discounted cover charges on the first night. I booked steakhouse on night 1 of a celebrity cruise last March. $30 off, empty restaurant, perfect service. My friends who waited until night 4 paid full price and sat next to a screaming toddler. Flip the formula. Use specialty on night 1, main dining the rest of the week. Number 14. Don't wait in the guest services line. On day 1, that desk is the unhappiest place on the ship. An hour of people complaining about Wi-Fi, key cards, and onboard credits. Unless your cabin door literally won't open, skip it. Use the app's chat feature or call from your cabin phone. Better yet, wait until early morning on day 2 when the line vanishes. Whatever your issue is, it can wait 12 hours and you'll save yourself the worst 60 minutes of your vacation. Nobody's week got ruined by solving a billing question on Tuesday instead of Sunday. Number 15. Do unpack fully before bed. You're exhausted. You want to collapse? Don't. Living out of a suitcase for 7 nights makes the cabin feel tiny and cluttered, and every morning you waste 10 minutes digging for clean socks. Unpack everything tonight. Dresses on hangers, packing cubes in drawers, toiletries in the bathroom. I did this for the first time on a Princess sailing 2 years ago. The difference was stunning. Cabin felt like a boutique hotel. Mornings flowed, and I actually found things when I needed them. Pro tip: slide the empty suitcases flat under the bed. They fit perfectly in the gap. Final power tip: here's the one thing I wish someone had told me on my first cruise. The ship rewards people who move early and deliberately. Every single mistake we just covered happens because someone waited. Waited to unpack, waited to book, waited to tip, waited to flip airplane mode. The passengers who crushed day 1 aren't lucky. They're 2 hours ahead of everyone else. Beat the crowd by 90 minutes and you beat them all week. If this helped, hit like, subscribe for more cruise tips, and tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you do when you step on board?